have some thoughts on skill acquisition that I wanted to get down while it's kind of fresh in my mind and very relevant to kind of what I was going through this morning. So, first of all, what was I going through this morning? I woke up at 6 and there were two things on my agenda that I wanted to do, and it was either or. I could either work on the technical marketing course, where I'm trying to improve my skills as a technical marketer, and just become more technical, I guess. Or I could work on some content that needed to be updated based on what I'm seeing in the Google Analytics and the fact that people are landing on this page, but it's not as well written or addressing the pain point as well as it could be. So those are the two things, right? Improve my technical skills or work on this content. And on one hand, I know that the higher leverage point is to work on my technical skills. And on the flip side, what I want to do, because I enjoy it, because I'm better at it, because I've been doing it for a longer amount of time, is work on the content. And so ultimately, well, the reason why I'm thinking about this now is because I think there are it's just this weird place where you want to be happy, and what makes me happy, the work that I enjoy, is the content. But I also want to get better at my certain weak points, because I know those are bigger leverage points in order to help me take my skills to the next level. So I think that when I think about skill acquisition, I think there are, based on my experience, there are two buckets skill acquisition falls into. There's the get thrown in the fire and be forced to learn things quickly. And the pros of that method is that you will learn very quickly because you have no choice but to learn. You either learn or you get fired, or you learn, and then you get, if you fail, you get embarrassed. So you want to make sure that you learn quickly. You're going to make a lot of mistakes because there isn't enough time to kind of check all your work and get a lot of practice reps before you're in the field. And the cons of that is that it can be very embarrassing. A lot of people, I think, don't have the mental fortitude to take those kind of failures, those kind of public failures over and over again. They worry about what other people think. They worry about, it just feels bad to look dumb. Like, it feels bad to look dumb all the time. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And I've definitely gone this route many, many times. When I first started working in the restaurants, I couldn't speak Chinese. I didn't know the menu. I basically couldn't do anything. And I had to keep going into the restaurant every single week for the first year before I really started to pick up things. When I first started being a Hollywood assistant, didn't know how to answer phones, didn't know any of the terminology. I was super green. Now, as I'm trying to get better at tech, learning how software is built, like, I don't know how any of this shit is built, and I'm trying to learn it as I go. And it's painful. It's very painful to feel like you're the dumbest person in the room. So that's the flip side. On the other hand, you can kind of like learn slowly, which is what I'm doing now with the technical marketing course. On the plus side, you're not going to have that embarrassment. You can learn slowly. You can get a lot of reps in a very safe environment. But then your progress is going to be much slower because there isn't that urgency in order to get better very quickly. And what I'm realizing is that there's this sweet point, there's this sweet spot where you have to do enough of what is making you happy, yet at the same time work on parts of your weaknesses that you know will ultimately help you get better at the main goal that you're trying to drive to. So I want to be a very capable solopreneur who is able to do things on the technical side as well as be a content creation machine. And getting better at the technical skills will serve me in the content creation part. So I could either go all in on learning the technical skill stuff right away, or on one extreme, I could go all in on the technical side and get better at that. On the other extreme, I can completely ignore it and just work on the content and solely outsource everything that I don't know. And I think the sweet spot is someplace in the middle, right? And it just depends on each person, and depends on what makes you happy. And I guess this is the point that I'm trying to get to. Doing the content makes me happy, so I think I gotta keep doing it, right? Like, that's what I enjoy. That's where if I enjoy it, I'm gonna be more successful with it. I'm gonna see more results with it. But at the same time, for me personally, I know that I can't just ignore the technical side. Like, I know it's just gonna unlock so many things for me, and I just gotta find the right balance between doing a little bit of the technical, making progress on that, but still doing stuff that makes me happy, that I like look forward to. And right now it's probably like a 90-10, honestly, between what I enjoying doing the content and how much I enjoy learning the technical stuff. I think as I get better at the technical stuff, I will start to enjoy it more, right? Because as you get better, you're gonna enjoy more, and I will want to do it more. I think you can't put too much pressure on yourself to do this thing that you hate, even though you know it's going to be good for you, right? Like, the way to start enjoying eating your vegetables is getting it snuck in a little bit at a time, and then eventually you realize that you do enjoy eating broccoli, right? Same thing with working out. You start doing it, at first you hate it, and eventually you get better at it, and so you start to like it. So what I'm realizing is that I gotta continue to make progress on the technical marketing, but even though I know it's the highest leverage point, not feel too bad about not spending all my time and putting all my resources, all my free time into doing that, because I need to mix it up with things that I actually enjoy doing. So that's kind of what I did this morning, right? Like, I finished the post and I felt good about having that under my belt, and then I started doing some of the technical marketing stuff, and once that's done, later today I'll try to chip away at it some more. You can't feel guilty about doing things that you enjoy, as long as you know that they're like, if they're driving towards the ultimate goal, like, you can't feel guilty about it, right? Like, look, the content's got to get done at some point, and even though it's not the highest leverage point, it needs to get done, and I'm gonna be the one who wants to do it, because right now I like it. As long as you're making progress on the 20%, the 10% that you're not necessarily good at, you can't completely ignore it either. I think that's the big takeaway. And so I will continue to chip away at it and get better at it slowly over time, and making time for it each week. And as I get better, I'll start to enjoy it more, and I'll want to invest more time, but not pass too much judgment on the fact that I'm not spending all my time on the highest leverage point, right? Like, mathematically, it can make a lot of sense to just devote all my time and focus on the technical marketing side, but if it's gonna make me so unhappy, then it's not worth it, right? There is a natural progression to this. Realize that I do need to improve it, but don't beat myself up over the fact that I still enjoy doing the content side.